Hey, so today I'm going to talk a little bit more about some symbols, some lucky and some unlucky ones. Let's begin with the words. One of the most ancient of magic words is, of course, abracadabra, which according to some accounts is derived from the words in Hebrew ha brachab dabarach, which means speak the blessing. As an amulet, it was written on a piece of parchment, and I think most know this, but if you don't, parchment is a writing material or a general term for an animal skin, usually calf, goat, or sheepskin, which has been prepared for writing or printing, and this word was written on it in the form I shall put somewhere on the screen so you can see it. This charm was then hung round the neck on a piece of silk and was said to protect the wearer from disease. And Daniel Defoe, most known for his novel Robinson Crusoe, so a novelist but also a journalist, merchant, a spy, and a pamphleteer, he actually relates that many of the terror-stricken inhabitants of London wore such amulets during the Great Plague of London from 1665 to 1666. However, this was not the first time this word was used as an amulet. It is said that its exact origin remains unknown, but its first use in written form occurred in the early 3rd century Anno Domini, when Quintus Samonicus Serenus, the personal physician to the Roman Emperor Caracalla, this was a nickname for Marcus Aurelius, mentioned it in his book Liber Medicinalis, or the Book on Medicine. In this book, in chapter 51, he mentions, or he suggests, that those who suffered from malaria, which was one of the oldest known diseases, should wear amulets with the word abracadabra written in the shape of a triangle. I just want to add that Marcus Aurelius, or Marcus Aurelius Antoninus, he became known as Caracalla because he often wore a military cloak called a caracallus. Some say he's better known by that nickname. Another interesting one, a powerful talisman which was also triangular in shape, consisted of 7 Greek vowels inscribed on metal or parchment. The 7 vowels stood for the 7 known planets at the time and represented the force, power, and the harmony of the universe. This talisman, which was also worn around the neck, was said to bring success in every enterprise, and it looks something like this. Next one consists of a group of words which were read forwards, backwards, upwards, and downwards. And these were popular amulets for warding off evil spirits and accidents, known as Sator Square or Temporal Magic Square or Rotas Satos Square as it comes in 2 forms. The earliest Roman era version of the square had the word rotas as the top line, and the inverted version with Sator in the top line became more dominant from early medieval times. Sometimes they were carved on the walls of temples, protecting the occupants from fire, thieves, and other man-made and natural disasters. And usually they were worn for personal protection. Now this is what it looks like, this talisman word charm, which was at one time widely adopted. Now, it is difficult to discover the exact significance of these Latin words, but the literal translation might be sator, meaning the sower or planter, arepo, the plow from the Gallic language, but I have also read it is an unknown word, or it might mean alpha and omega, and it could also be a name. Tenet, meaning holds or to hold, opera, meaning works, tasks, or care, and rotas, meaning wheels. There are many interpretations of this square other than being a charm for personal protection. According to some, this was an invocation to Satan. Others say it is a formula for exorcism or a prayer, and so on. The pentacle or 5-pointed star, which is a form of the seal of Solomon, has always been credited with great powers in bringing good luck. It is regarded as a symbol of tremendous achievement and also as a protector of bodily health. Its 5 points are regarded in at least one tradition as representing love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Pentacles could have been worn around the neck or wrapped in a cloth covering. Aleister Crowley, an English occultist and a writer, pronounced it pentacle in Telema. It is interesting to add here that pentacle, despite the sound of the word, often had no connotation of 5 in the old magical texts, and pentacle showed a great variety of shapes and images in the magical grimoires, such as the Key of Solomon or Clavicula Solomonis. And I just happen to have one right in front of me. Now, grimoire is a word that is originally referring to any book written in Latin. I have mentioned Aleister Crowley or Edward Alexander Crowley. He changed his first name, and at one point in the last about 25 years or so, I have studied his work quite deeply, and I found his work to be very interesting, so maybe a video about him at some point is to be expected. The Tetragrammaton is a mystic name, a Greek name meaning the four-lettered name representing the name of God in Hebrew, which was used as a Jewish phylactery. Phylactery is derived from the Greek phylakterion, meaning amulets. That is a piece of parchment on which were inscribed certain symbolical words or signs, and that was enclosed in a black calfskin bag or box and worn on the forehead, the left arm if one is right-handed, or the right arm if one is left-handed facing the heart, but most often worn on the left arm. Sometimes the names of the three angels, Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael, were included in a talisman which contained the word tetragrammaton, which was split into 5 syllables and included in a 5-pointed star. This talisman was very popular in the Middle Ages and was used for protection from enemies, to bring peace and harmony and long life. For those who seek fortune in love and journeys free from misadventure, the talisman of Venus is the most auspicious. It consists of the seal of the goddess Venus or Aphrodite and was said to rule over beauty and love. The table of Jupiter is a number talisman. It consists of 16 numbers arranged vertically, horizontally, and diagonally in a rows of 4, each row adding up to 34. It was worn for the riches and peace, also to appease enemies and to confer honors and dignities. This talisman is to be made of silver when Jupiter is strong. Other planets also have their tablets, but I believe this one was the most popular. One of the most powerful of all word talismans contained the names of the angels who control the 7 planets. This talisman was worn as a symbol of general good luck. The names of the angels and the planets they govern are Zaphiel, Zafkiel, or Zelel, who governs Saturn; Zadkiel governs Jupiter; Kamel or Samael governs Mars; Raphael governs Sun; Haniel, Hananel, or Aniel governs Venus; Michael governs Mercury; and Gabriel or Abruel governs Moon. In this talisman of general good luck is also included the Latin motto "In via virtui nulla est via," meaning there is no way impossible to virtue, or to virtue no way is barred. The Salus ring was worn by the devotees of Salus or Hygeia, daughter of Aesculapius. She was worshipped as the goddess of health. Several holy days were appointed in her honor, and she was publicly invoked for the welfare of the rulers and for general peace and prosperity of the community, but also for an abundant harvest. She can be seen or represented with a serpent as a tribute to her attainments in the art of medicine, and her symbol was worn for health and success in all undertakings, as well as for general good fortune. The last one for today is peacock. This bird was regarded in ancient times as a symbol of triumph over the grave, as its flesh was believed to be incorruptible, which probably accounts for its presence in church decorations. But also because it renews its plumage yearly, it was taken as a symbol of immortality. It was the bird of Juno or Hera and Dionysus, the god of wine. The eyes in the peacock's tail represented stars and invoked eternity. The feathers of peacock are considered to be unlucky, and this has its origin in the anger of the goddess Juno. She was aroused by the plucking of the feathers of her favorite bird, and in her wrath she declared that no suitors should come for daughters of any house where there are peacock's feathers, that the children will never be well, nor the occupants of the house healthy where feathers were used as ornaments. Egyptians also considered feathers a perpetual emblem of the evil eye. Now, when I first read this many years ago, I realized that we all had peacock feathers in our houses. That was considered a decoration. Well, not anymore. I have to say, I do realize I do not give enough information on a certain topic, or I may have mispronounced some of the words. Usually I do not even realize this until I edit the video. Most often I film late at night after I have finished with my day and everything is peaceful and quiet. That is the only time I can concentrate on filming, but I can be tired, and yes, mistakes happen. Like I said before, I don't want to film long videos, and I am aware that there are many great content creators who will give information on the upcoming sky events. And let's just say I do not feel it is my moment to enter that crowd. Not yet. With that being said, you can ask me questions in the comment section below, and after I have gathered, I don't know, 15 to 20 questions, I will make a video answering those questions, and in that way you may get answers you do not get in the videos themselves. Try to ask questions related to the topics I talk about in the videos, maybe something relating to your own natal chart or something else related to the occult. Try to refrain yourself from asking personal questions, as I most likely will not answer those, or I will give you a very vague answer. Today's quote is by Marcus Annius Aurelius, or Marcus Annius Verus. He was a Roman emperor during the 2nd century Anno Domini, the last in line of 5 good emperors, and a Stoic philosopher. He practiced philosophy of life that maximizes positive emotions, reduces negative emotions, and helps one to hone virtues of character. Basically, the Stoics emphasize what you can control. This quote is from his personal writings or his diary called Meditations. It is one of many, but one that is very important to never forget. And he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Thank you for being with me today. Next video will be about astrology. See you in a couple of days. Bye.